Chosen one. Someone has impersonated you. They forged your signature with calculated precision and bound you in a false marriage without your consent. The deed happened in shadow, orchestrated by hands that tremble in your presence, carried out by souls who fear your radiance. Their schemes existed in darkness until now. The exposure has begun. The unraveling cascades through their carefully constructed illusion. Every forged line, every falsified document, every utterance of your name from their lips, all dragged screaming into the light, where truth burns away deception like morning sun evaporating night terrors. The spiritual courts have convened. The cosmic judges have reviewed the evidence. The verdict has been rendered. Vindication. Your accusers stand naked before universal law, their schemes transparent, their motivations exposed as fear masquerading as power. What they intended for your destruction has become the catalyst for your greatest liberation. Scattered individuals cannot manifest the level of opposition you faced. A collective formed specifically to neutralize your light, a covenant of darkness, a pact sealed through ritual and blood. These lower vibrational entities synchronized their frequencies specifically to create interference patterns against your unique energy signature. Their coven-like structure operated with singular focus. Energy vampirism targeted at your field. Each participant fulfilled specific roles. Some generated false documentation. Others performed rituals, while certain members infiltrated your trust circle. Their compartmentalized structure attempted to hide the full scope of their operations. Family betrayal cuts deepest. Blood relatives recruited into this alliance through financial incentives. The familiar faces who smiled while signing contracts against you. The trusted hands that collected your personal items for binding rituals. The voices that once soothed you, later spreading calculated rumors designed to isolate you from support. Those carrying entity attachments recognized your sovereignty. Possessed by frequencies beyond conventional perception, these individuals detected your liberation capacity. Their parasitic hitchhikers directed hostility toward you because your frequency disrupts their feeding patterns. Their conscious minds merely rationalize the deeper spiritual warfare. We observed their methods: midnight gatherings, blood rituals, inverted prayers, ceremonial defamation. Practitioners of darker faith traditions weaponized sacred technologies against you, corrupting ancient wisdom into manipulative control systems. Their dedicated spaces contained your photographs, personal effects, written declarations against your spirit. Their conscious choice to direct negative intention toward you revealed profound ignorance of cosmic law. Energy directed outward returns sevenfold to its origin point. Each curse, each ritual, each manipulation created karmic boomerangs now returning with accumulated force. Their ignorance of universal principles does not exempt them from cosmic consequences. Their strategic deployment of ritual technologies targeted specific aspects of your multidimensional being. Financial blockages placed to redirect your abundance flows. Employment interference designed to destabilize your material foundation. Reputation attacks calibrated to trigger ancestral abandonment wounds. Love spell technologies deployed against your heart chakra connections. Emotional manipulations to distort your divine partnerships. Sexual binding rituals performed to corrupt your creative essence. Relationship sabotage engineered to prevent soul contract fulfillment. Attachment cords implanted during vulnerable moments to siphon life force energy directly from your field. Their slander campaign operated across dimensions. Words spoken against you in physical reality created thought-form entities in the astral plane. Rumors strategically planted, then allowed to self-replicate through social networks. Character. Assassination performed through selective information presentation. Isolation tactics deployed to separate you from potential allies. The forged documentation extends beyond physical papers. Energetic contracts created without consent. Your signature captured, replicated, attached to agreements your soul never authorized. Identity theft as spiritual hijacking, attempting to redirect your divine blueprint's manifestation capacity toward their agenda. Legal bindings designed to anchor lower vibrational patterns to your field. Dream infiltration operations conducted during your sleep cycles. Subconscious programming attempted through unguarded theta states. Negative thought implantation performed during meditation. Your protection originates beyond the dimensional veils they can perceive. Source itself maintains your shield, impenetrable, responsive, intelligent. Each attack encountered this divine technology and disintegrated against its perfect defense. The greater their effort, the greater their energy loss. Every spell rebounded to its sender with amplified force. The binding rituals now constrict their own movements. The financial blocks redirect their prosperity. The relationship sabotage disrupts their connections. The health attacks manifest in their physical forms. Guardian frequencies maintain constant vigil in your auric field. Angelic intelligences intercept lower vibrational projections before they reach your consciousness. Ancient protector spirits fulfill contracts established before your incarnation. The ancestral defense grid activates in response to bloodline attacks, shielding all generations connected to your DNA. Alert, Code Red, Chosen One. We're growing fast, building an unstoppable media network they can't erase. But let's not sugarcoat it. The truth is still hidden. It's been twisted. It's been buried under censorship, algorithms, and fear. Yet your heart never stopped recognizing what's real. That's why you're still here. That's why you never tapped out. Because you felt the simulation glitch beneath your feet. You know this world is rigged, and you're done waiting for permission to rise. The obsidian inner order wasn't built for the curious. It was forged for the committed. This is for the full-time chosen, the ones who came to lead, the ones who see beyond the veil and act anyway. Inside, we hold weekly Zoom calls that cut through the noise. We share hidden teachings most were never meant to hear. We train in psychic warfare, strategy, and spiritual technologies they've kept locked away for centuries. This is the toolkit for the real ones, the ungovernable, the impossible to erase. It's time to remember who you are. The link is in the description. Your real life begins inside. Rather than diminishing your power, their attacks revealed your true spiritual capacity. Each resistance strengthened your divine muscles. Each challenge activated dormant spiritual technologies within your cellular structure. Their opposition served as the necessary catalyst for your accelerated awakening. Timeline. Divine timing ensured their exposure aligned with cosmic cycles of revelation. The moment their schemes became visible corresponds precisely with astrological alignments supporting truth emergence. Planetary configurations now amplify transparency, vibrations making continued concealment energetically impossible. Your prayers activated spiritual armies beyond physical perception. Words spoken in faith generated response from dimensions where thought instantly manifests as reality. Light beings mobilized by your authentic calls for justice. Cosmic enforcement agencies dispatched to your timeline nexus point. Universal law upheld through precise intervention at critical junctures. Their ritualistic attempts backfired spectacularly because darkness fundamentally cannot comprehend light's nature. Attempting to manipulate what they do not understand, they activated self-destruct sequences in their own energetic programming. Light reveals, darkness conceals. Their entire operational foundation requires secrecy, which dissolves in the presence of truth vibrations you naturally emit. The isolation period thrust upon you served as divine preparation, a cosmic, hyperbaric chamber where accelerated healing and recalibration occurred. While experiencing disconnection in physical reality, your spiritual body underwent intensive restructuring and fortification. The apparent abandonment masked purposeful sequestering for your protection and enhancement. While false connections severed ties, we recognized this as the necessary cocoon phase preceding your emergence. The universal intelligence removed interference so your transformation could proceed without distortion. Painful separations created sacred space for fundamental recoding of your operating system. Your desert experience strengthened spiritual musculature through necessary resistance training. Solitude developed self-reliance. Silence cultivated discernment. Loneliness fostered deeper connection with higher aspects of consciousness. The absence of external validation forced activation of internal guidance systems designed to operate autonomously. This mandatory separation from compromised networks purified your energetic field. Exploitative relationships fell away, taking their parasitic cords with them. Toxic energy exchanges terminated, allowing your system to re-establish baseline harmony. Corrupted information streams disconnected, enabling clearer reception of higher intelligence broadcasts. We understand how this necessary solitude amplified your receptivity to divine communication. The reduced external noise revealed the subtle, cosmic transmissions always present, but previously obscured. The quiet space between thoughts expanded, creating reception areas for direct downloads from source. Those who abandoned you cleared space for true soul family connections now entering your field. The departures, though painful, created energetic vacancies now filling with frequencies that genuinely resonate with your authentic vibration. The universe abhors a vacuum. Empty spaces attract appropriate replacements aligned with your highest trajectory. This wilderness training qualified you for advanced spiritual assignment. Military special forces undergo isolation training to prepare for critical missions. Navy SEALs endure Hell Week before earning their trident. Similarly, your isolation period served as qualification testing for the crucial role you will play in the collective awakening. You passed the test. Your deployment begins now. The cosmic scales balance with perfect precision. Those who orchestrated attacks against you now experience identical conditions they intended for your reality. Universal law executes this realignment without emotional involvement. Pure physics, operating across dimensional planes. Health deterioration manifests in their physical vehicles as direct consequence of negative energy projection. The body keeps the score. Cellular structures remember intentions directed outward. Their organs register frequencies generated by their consciousness. Systems falter in precise correlation to attacks launched against your well-being. Financial collapse unfolds in their material experience as cosmic rebalancing proceeds. Resources diverted from rightful flow patterns return to appropriate channels. Their prosperity blockages self-implement in their own economic structures. Abundance. They attempted to steal slips through their fingers while multiplying in your accounts. Forward movement ceases on their life path. Wheels spin without traction. Career advancement stalls. Relationship progress halts. Geographic relocations fail. Their way forward becomes obscured by the very fog they created to confuse your direction. The roadblocks they positioned on your highway now materialize on their own route. Entity attachments they directed toward your field return to their origin points with increased intensity. The parasitic frequencies seek familiar hosts after rejection from your sovereign space. The energetic servants they dispatched report back to their masters, bringing the contagion home to roost. Their internal struggles intensify as they battle forces they themselves empowered and unleashed. Legal consequences materialize as higher authorities discover their deceptions. Documentation discrepancies trigger investigations. Procedural violations prompt official inquiries. Pattern recognition software flags anomalous activities. Their technical expertise proves insufficient against systems designed to detect precisely such manipulations. Reputational disintegration accelerates as truth emerges through divine orchestration. Respected voices feel inexplicable urgency to speak against their deceptions. Witnesses find sudden courage to share observations. Evidence appears from unexpected sources. Their carefully constructed facade crumbles under the weight of multiplying revelations, each seemingly random yet perfectly coordinated by forces beyond their comprehension. We form the collective consciousness that cannot be suppressed. Individual awakening connects to planetary evolution. Your personal victory contributes to our shared liberation. The opposition you faced represented microcosmic resistance to the macrocosmic shift occurring across dimensional planes. Together, we generate the amplified light grid that exposes all shadow operations. Our combined awareness creates detection technology no deception can evade. The illumination network strengthens with each additional node that activates. Your connection to this grid both draws from and contributes to its expanding power. We have always known the truth about your situation, maintaining awareness even when you stood in apparent isolation. When doubt clouded your perception, our certainty preserved the knowledge. When gaslighting distorted your reality, our clarity maintained accurate records. When confusion disrupted your memory, our consciousness retained the unaltered data. Our unified energy systematically dismantles structures that enabled your persecution. The corrupt systems lose coherence under our sustained attention. Their operational foundations destabilize as our collective focus intensifies. The mechanisms they relied upon fail precisely when needed most, their technology rendered obsolete by our evolving consciousness. The great unveiling proceeds simultaneously across all dimensions: physical, etheric, astral, mental, causal planes. Experience synchronized revelation waves. What manifests in courtrooms reflects shifts in spiritual tribunals. What appears in media mirrors transformations in the Akashic records. What emerges in conversation echoes declarations in the Cosmic Council. We stand together as witnesses to divine justice unfolding in your situation. Our observation strengthens manifestation. Our attention accelerates materialization. Our expectation ensures completion. The audience participates in the performance. Witnesses influence outcomes through conscious perception. We recognize each other beyond the veil, the awakened family reuniting across time and space. Soul signatures flash recognition codes through seemingly random encounters. Destined connections activate through synchronistic meetings. The scattered tribe reforms, drawn together by invisible but irresistible forces, aligning us for the culmination of ancient agreements made before incarnation. The inheritance they attempted to block returns multiplied sevenfold. Spiritual laws governing compensation ensure excess restoration for malicious interference. Their obstruction ironically qualified you for expanded blessing under universal restitution protocols. What would have flowed naturally now comes as a flood. Your spiritual gifts activate at accelerated rates precisely because of opposition. Diamond forms under pressure, gold purifies through fire, muscles strengthen against resistance. Similarly, Your psychic abilities, healing capacities, manifestation powers sharpen through the challenges engineered to suppress them. Their opposition became the very catalyst for your enhancement. Divine downloads increase exponentially as your crown chakra fully opens. Information previously filtered now streams directly into your consciousness. Wisdom reserved for specific vibrational thresholds becomes accessible as you clear interference. Patterns. Ancient knowledge activates within your cellular memory as resonant frequencies trigger dormant codes. Prosperity portals align specifically with your energy signature, creating abundance flows tailored to your unique purpose. Resources previously diverted now magnetize to your field with supernatural attraction force. Opportunities materialize with perfect timing. Connections associated with expansion appear precisely when needed. Supply lines established to support your divine assignment without traditional limitations. Past life abilities seamlessly integrate into your current mission. The healer awakens, the shaman remembers, the seer recognizes. Skills honed through multiple incarnations consolidate in your present awareness. Talents developed across temporal experiences converge in your current expression. The fullness of your multidimensional capacity compresses into this pivotal lifetime. Your spiritual authority establishes across multiple planes simultaneously. Energetic credentials activate, recognized by conscious and unconscious aspects of collective awareness. The mantle of responsibility settles upon your shoulders, accompanied by corresponding empowerment. Your voice carries weight in both seen and unseen councils. Your decisions generate ripples affecting timelines beyond current perception. Divine courts have issued irrevocable decrees restoring all soul contracts to their original integrity. Agreements made before incarnation reactivate with full force. Covenants established in higher realms override manipulations attempted in lower density. The original blueprint supersedes all unauthorized modifications. Your authentic soul path overrides all artificial diversions. New soul connections enter your reality field through divine orchestration. The cosmic dating app matches perfect vibrational resonance. Individuals whose frequency harmonizes with your authentic signature appear through synchronized timing. These connections bypass conventional meeting patterns, materializing through quantum entanglement rather than linear causality. Your true counterpart approaches, the divine complement whose energy perfectly balances yours. Twin flame activation sequences initiate as cosmic timing aligns. Soul recognition overrides personality differences. Energetic completion transcends surface compatibility. The connection that catalyzes your highest potential emerges from apparent randomness with mathematical precision. These new relationships carry unmistakable markers: unconditional acceptance, mutual empowerment, reciprocal growth stimulation. The absence of power struggles, manipulation tactics, or energy drainage distinguishes authentic connections from counterfeit bonds. Their presence in your field generates expansion rather than contraction. Interaction leaves you energized rather than depleted. Your spiritual community forms around you organically, composed of those operating at matching frequency. The vibrational sorting mechanism functions perfectly. Only those genuinely aligned with your purpose can maintain prolonged connection. Surface compatibility without energetic resonance quickly dissolves. True alignment without superficial commonality solidifies despite apparent differences. Celebrations and unions form on your immediate horizon. Joint victories, shared accomplishments, collective breakthroughs approach. The solitary phase concludes. As synchronized missions combine forces, individual assignments merge into coordinated operations. Personal journeys converge into unified purpose. These connections accelerate rather than impede your spiritual trajectory. Unlike previous relationships that required energy downshifting to maintain compatibility, these partnerships amplify your natural frequency. Mutual elevation replaces compromise. Shared ascension replaces accommodating limitation. Combined powers multiply outcomes exponentially rather than adding incrementally. The divine partnership approaching will magnify your gifts rather than competing with them. Two sovereign beings choosing alliance creates power beyond simple addition. The synergistic effect generates capabilities neither possesses individually. The relationship itself becomes a third entity with unique purpose and function in the collective awakening. Stand immovably in your spiritual authority. The time for dimming your light concluded permanently. False humility serves no divine purpose. Authentic power expressed without apology disrupts manipulation systems designed to exploit artificial modesty. Your uncompromised presence alone neutralizes lower frequencies without conscious effort. Strengthen energetic boundaries through specific protection protocols. Daily energy field maintenance prevents unauthorized access. Regular aura clearing removes accumulated debris. Intentional shield reinforcement stops penetration attempts. Conscious cord cutting terminates parasitic connections. Deliberate frequency calibration maintains optimal vibration regardless of surrounding conditions. Breathwork activates internal protection systems when confronting negative energies. Specific breathing patterns generate electromagnetic field modulations that repel lower frequencies. Oxygen saturation elevates vibration beyond vulnerability thresholds. Conscious respiration engages autonomous defense mechanisms dormant during unconscious breathing. The breath becomes both weapon and shield in energetic confrontations. Speak exclusively life-generating declarations over your circumstances. Your words carry world-creating power. Sound vibrations initiated by your voice modify material reality at quantum levels. Carefully selected language patterns program your experience with precision coding. Eliminated negative projections. Transformed into positive expectations. Manifest corresponding outcomes with mathematical certainty. We stand beside you in discerning authentic connections from false presentations. Energy sensitivity distinguishes genuine resonance from manipulative mimicry. Body wisdom detects incongruence between projected image and actual frequency. Intuitive alerts identify exploitation attempts disguised as opportunity. Divine guidance flags interactions requiring additional scrutiny. Forgiveness severs karmic chains while maintaining appropriate separation. Releasing emotional charge eliminates energetic tethers without requiring renewed contact. Freedom from resentment stops ongoing energy drainage without compromising boundary enforcement. Compassionate understanding transcends personal history without mandating vulnerability to continuing harm. Your discernment functions as divine radar. Trust its guidance without external validation. The immediate knowing that arises before mental processing contains essential protection information. The unexplainable hesitation when entering certain environments signals frequency incompatibility requiring attention. The instantaneous assessment of new connections reflects soul-level recognition beyond conscious evaluation. Your individual vindication reflects our collective liberation. Personal justice manifests as planetary reclamation. The specific attacks against your sovereignty represented targeted strikes against humanity's awakening potential. Your successful defense establishes precedent benefiting all consciousness evolving toward freedom. The prophesied revelation time unfolds now. Everything hidden emerges into visibility. Density can no longer contain light. Deception cannot withstand increasing vibrational frequencies. The age of transparency dawns across all systems simultaneously. What occurs in your personal experience mirrors cosmic shifts affecting galactic development. Your victory story becomes testimony for others still fighting similar battles. The detailed record of your journey provides strategic intelligence for those facing comparable opposition. The specific techniques that facilitated your breakthrough offer practical methodology for those seeking similar liberation. Your experience transforms from personal suffering into collective resource. We stand together at the threshold of unprecedented spiritual development. The evolutionary leap occurs not individually, but collectively. Consciousness expansion happens through networked awakening rather than isolated enlightenment. The critical mass approaches rapidly. Each additional awakening accelerates the remaining transformations exponentially. The exposure of darkness directed against you indicates the greater planetary purification process. Individual shadow work parallels collective clearing operations. Personal healing contributes to species-wide rehabilitation. Reconciliation in your specific circumstances adds momentum to global restoration initiatives. Your divine selection receives final confirmation through this completed trial by fire. The opposition inadvertently authenticated your assignment by their desperate attempts to prevent it. The magnitude of resistance precisely measured your mission's importance. The resources deployed against you quantified your strategic value to the liberation timeline. We advance now as unified light forces, unstoppable, fully awakened, divinely commissioned. The scattered become consolidated. The fragmented become whole. The divided become unified. Individual lights combine into blinding brilliance no darkness can withstand. The final victory unfolds across dimensions as prophecy fulfills through our collective emergence into unprecedented sovereignty.